The Reformation of the 17th century and Western education. After the 15th century in the West, humanism became the central theme, leading to the emergence of various educational philosophies and theories. The educational ideas of this period focused on expanding the scope of knowledge and enriching the human spirit. The aim of humanistic education was to cultivate subjectively and psychologically harmonious individuals for a fulfilling personal life. This approach helped individuals grow into artistic and creative beings through the free development of thought and individuality. Additionally, it aimed at fostering objective and moral individuals for a richer societal life, emphasizing the improvement and progress of social relationships and contributing to the overall advancement of society. In the 16th century, the emergence of Protestantism highlighted the importance of personal interpretation of the Bible, emphasizing the cultivation of religious and moral individuals capable of understanding and practicing their faith. This education sought to nurture individuals who could faithfully serve their country, society, and church while maintaining a moral value system in their everyday lives. In contrast, Catholicism emphasized obedience to the authority of the Church and the moral life of the believer, focusing on preparation for the afterlife and salvation. The Catholic Church stressed the importance of the afterlife over earthly life, pursuing human perfection through faith. These two perspectives significantly influenced the direction of subsequent education. The 17th century witnessed the rise of practical knowledge through empiricism and the scientific revolution. The ideals of practical knowledge aimed at educating individuals who would advance the real world and harmonize natural and human societies. This educational philosophy sought to cultivate an educated individual who recognized their responsibilities through the wisdom of the classics, fostering social responsibility. Furthermore, it aimed to develop gentlemen well versed in actual worldly affairs and to train individuals who could contribute to social progress through scientific knowledge applied to the realities of the world. This period's educational methodologies emphasized experimental and experiential learning, valuing opportunities for students to engage in direct observation and hands-on experience. In the 18th century, formalist theory and naturalism became the two main educational ideologies. Formalist theory aimed for the moral development of character as the primary educational goal, emphasizing the harmonious development of intellect, morality, and physical abilities. This approach sought to cultivate intelligent individuals through systematic education across various fields. In contrast, naturalism focused on developing individuals in accordance with nature and emphasized autonomy in education. Rousseau, in his work Emile, advocated for a naturalistic education that preserved the purity of youth and helped children grow according to nature, though he faced criticism for not fully implementing these ideals in the education of his own children. In the 19th century, psychology and nationalism emerged as central themes in educational thought. Psychology aimed to develop and cultivate various human abilities, emphasizing voluntary and creative activities for character development. This direction sought to empower students to learn actively and maximize their potential. Nationalism emphasized the necessity of education to cultivate patriotic citizens, coinciding with the formation of nation-states through the unification of smaller entities. This education focused on nurturing individuals capable of enhancing national security and power, contributing to the establishment of national identity. Practical knowledge was notably influenced by the two significant backgrounds of empiricism and scientific progress. Institutions like the Royal Society in England and the Academy of Sciences in France supported scientific research and experimentation to enhance natural knowledge. These institutions played a crucial role in acquiring new knowledge through scientific experimentation and disseminating it to the public. The members of the Royal Society, with their exclusive status, used scientific discoveries to exert considerable power. This approach to experimentation also had a significant impact on educational ideology, laying the groundwork for the development of realist educational methodologies. Geographic discovery significantly influenced the emergence of new worldviews. Research validating that the Earth is spherical overturned the medieval Christian worldview and introduced a perspective emphasizing the inseparability of human thought and natural laws. These changes affected academic methodologies, leading to a preference for inductive reasoning over deductive reasoning. This empirical approach continued to influence education through the late 19th century. In the 17th century, science and practical knowledge coexisted, signifying the strong impact of the development of natural sciences and the spread of empirical knowledge on educational philosophies. Scientists like Galileo and Kepler, alongside philosophers like Bacon and Descartes, emphasized the importance of pragmatic and systematic knowledge through scientific methodology and rational thinking. Within this framework, practical knowledge at the center of education began to promote a view that education could significantly contribute to societal progress. The greatest educational thinker of the 17th century, Comenius, believed in teaching all people everything. His educational philosophy integrated mystical and transcendental elements with rational, empirical methods, emphasizing both Christian spirit and naturalistic views. Comenius adopted a Neoplatonic worldview, maintaining a dual focus on metaphysical perspectives and practical realities. He defined knowledge of the world as both a reflection of Platonic realities and a manifestation of divine wisdom, suggesting that understanding the world inherently leads to understanding God. Comenius viewed scholarship as knowledge of the essence of things, forming the basis of his pragmatism. Comenius argued that educational methods must align closely with natural processes, asserting that all teaching principles should stem from the observation of nature. He emphasized the importance of practicing intuition, memory, and judgment in the learning process and supported a gradual introduction of knowledge, beginning with simple concepts before moving to more complex subjects. He proposed that unnecessary information should be excluded from learning to foster student engagement and enjoyment. While opposing corporal punishment, he acknowledged the need for rigorous training in certain circumstances. Comenius stressed the importance of school education and advocated for universal education. He outlined educational stages from infancy to young adulthood, proposing a systematic approach during which subjects were tailored to the age and comprehension level of students. His educational philosophy significantly influenced contemporary education, advocating for equality in education and striving to eliminate class distinctions. He promoted an education system that respected human nature and centered on humanistic ideals, emphasizing spontaneous and creative learning while also stressing the need for intellectual and emotional development. In Germany, Luther's Reformation marked a shift from primarily Latin instruction to a broader recognition of the importance of German language education, fostering private schools that focused on German literacy. As the Protestant Reformation unfolded, educational control began to shift away from the clergy to civic bodies, resulting in a transition toward public education. However, the disarray caused by the dissolution of monastic schools and the struggle for educational control led to significant turbulence in the educational landscape. In France, prior to and following the Reformation, many individuals remained illiterate, as vast rural populations had yet to benefit from the advancements of printing and labor specialization. The Jesuits, established by Saint Ignatius of Loyola, played a critical role in providing education and promoting the Catholic faith across Europe. The Jesuits innovated educational practices by grouping students according to their comprehension levels rather than strictly by age, allowing for more effective collaborative learning. They moved away from corporal punishment, emphasizing positive reinforcement and structured teacher training while maintaining strict adherence to existing regulations. However, the rigidity of their educational frameworks eventually faced criticism due to changing societal needs. Despite centuries of social and cultural differences, the most outstanding achievements in art, science, and literature during this era were heavily reliant on a school system focused on freedom of choice. Parents exercised significant responsibility for providing an education that would foster capable citizens. In contrast, centralized bureaucratic educational institutions lost their effectiveness, limiting opportunities for creative exploration and innovation. This historical narrative of education emphasizes the ongoing tension between public and private control, reflecting a broader motif in the evolution of educational philosophy and practice.